Madden gods.
Perfect. Welcome to Tips for Gamers. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to draft and scout Superstar X-Factor Middle Linebackers Madden 24 franchise mode. Make sure to hit that like button. If you guys got any comments for us, any things that you want us to cover, make sure to ask down below. We're going to try to make sure you guys are as solid as possible in every category. So if you have any questions or anything you need help with in Madden, ask us down below. We would love to produce content for all of you guys, not just some of you guys. And with that being said, also subscribe. And this is something I definitely think that I believe all of you guys should take with you. A great man or a great person always knows that they have to be better. It's not just about you're great and you've reached the top. You got to be better, always. Slide it up. So there's three archetypes of middle linebacker. There's run stopper, there's field gen, and pass coverage. Pass coverage guys, if you find some really good ones, those guys are going to be some of your most valuable guys due to the speed. They're kind of like strong safeties, move down. Strong safeties are also fantastic at linebacker. Same with free safeties as well. If you get a run stopper, they could be some of the best linebackers that you ever had in your life. Pass coverage guys, the one big thing about them is pass coverage guys are just, they're a different breed. Okay, it's much easier to take a pass coverage guy and to build up his run stopping than it is to take a run stopper or field gen and to build up his pass coverage majority of the time. Now, there are some rare players out there to where you'll find that they're fast and they're actually not too far off with their pass coverage than their main archetype. However, pass coverage guys, if you get a really good guy, it's just, it solves a box for you that is massive. You know, if you get a guy who can lock down a tight end, who a really good tight end, and he can play with them and shut things down, you know, that's very hard to find. So just some notes here for you guys to just be better at drafting, and then let's jump into the next part of this and just keep crushing it. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to every one of these positions, the first thing that I'm looking at is going to be the ratings. I want to see the ratings look good. If the ratings don't look good, I'm out. Majority of the time, I'll still look. I'll check out the combine, but immediately I have my doubts and I'm going, this guy's probably not going to be very good. Ratings are the first and foremost. Ratings tell a huge story. It's not end all be all, but it is something that is the number one thing that I'm going to look at first and foremost. I want to see good and above across the board. Okay? That's really what I want to see. There's certain things like COD. Do I care about if you have COD? Not necessarily, but I'd like to see that you're decent at it compared to the other guys. Because what you got to understand is, even the combine and all that, who are they comparing you against? Are they comparing you against a running back? No. They're comparing you against another linebacker. So I want you to be good. If I were to compare his COD to a running back, yeah, it would probably be abysmal. It'd say poor or abysmal. It'd say terrible. It'd say worst ever. No, we're comparing it to linebackers. So when it comes to the college pro, the NFL combine and the college pro day, I'm looking for those to match up. However, the college pro day, you're going to see guys that are, like, for example, here, 40-yard dash in the NFL Combine, I look, it's a 4.6, right? He was 7th. I look at the College Pro Day. That's probably because certain guys also didn't run in the Combine. And then once they ran their College Pro Day, you see he actually ran faster and moved down some spots. That's okay. You know, that's fine with me. I don't know how his broad jump, maybe he twisted his big pinky toe or something. I don't know. However, it's just, you know, it is what it is. I'm looking for it to match up. So what I see with this guy here, I know he's a run stopper. Now, take this into consideration with what the archetype is. I'm not going to always look at the physicals and just say, oh, wow, well, this needs to be absolutely perfect in every category, because you got to realize you're matching it up with what? The archetype. If you have a pass coverage guy, his speed should be better than a run stopper or a field general on average. If it's not better than those, well, is he really that good at pass coverage compared to some of these other guys that may be able to tell you something? If it just says good, solid, and good, well, I need you to be a little bit ahead, or how are you going to be able to do the position? Like, if you're a run-stopping D-tackle, well, if you're poor in strength, well, you're not going to be very good at run-stopping, are you? You know, pretty self-explanatory there. I'm looking at this guy. I know he's a run stopper. I know he's got some decent speed. This guy appears to be really good. And when it comes to the skills, I'm looking, tell me what you can tell me, and then from there, I will just try and break it down and get an assessment. I'm going to match up his skills, okay, his ratings. He already passed on the ratings. His combine, he passed on the combine. He's top 10. That's what I'm looking for, around top 10. I go to the skills here. I know he's got B hit power, okay, that goes into run stopping. Pursuit's a C. Play recognition's an A, so I know he knows his hand from his foot, for one. I know that his overall is going to increase because of that. I know his awareness is an A through a C as well, so that fits in. Those two kind of fit into each other. I doubt it's a C. I bet you it's more of a B or an A, just because looking at his physicals, it's kind of telling a story here. I already can see his play recognition. He's a C on zone coverage. It's not too terrible there, so he's not that bad at pass coverage right out of the gate. He's got an A tackling, which fits into what? Run stopping, right? So to me, I see enough here to where I'm going, all right, he's actually probably a first-round pick, no doubt. You know, his injuries in A through a C, always look for the injury, always look for the stamina. Those are important, especially for a guy who's on the field and running all the time. Okay, this is the middle linebacker. This is the general of your defense. And so you need him to have some good, if he's not on the field, whether it's injury or stamina, well, you're not a very good general if you can't actually be out on the field. Okay, so his man coverage, too, doesn't look too bad. Power moves, finesse moves, I can't really tell what they are. I mean, they could be terrible. His impact blocking, you can tell he's, all right, he's got a little bit of that run stopper to him. If it's a C, not that big of a deal. So for me, I'm seeing enough. I got an A play recognition, A tackle, B hit power, C pursuit, C zone coverage. Okay, I'm seeing enough here to where, yes, this guy is a first-round pick, right? He's a first-round pick. It depends when you want to draft him. He's not projected early first round. He's just projected first round. All right, so let's go Nick Miller. Now, once you see one guy that you know is good, match him up to the next guy, especially if they have the same archetype. This guy's a run stopper too. All right, well, I'm looking at him. Not too bad. This guy's incredibly strong, for one. His 40-yard dash is a little bit better than the other guy. Solid. This guy's 2 to 3. And when his projection on his round. And so for me, I'm seeing, well, okay, he passed, right? Checks and balances. His 3-cone drill and his 20-yard shuttle, not the most amazing in the world. And you can see it reflects his ratings. Solid acceleration, solid agility. So I go to his skills here. Well, what is one thing here that pops out to me? What's one thing that you look at here? Can you find it? Look for what you know first. Don't try to dig in and be an investigator on certain things that you're not going to be able to make sense of, like power moves and finesse moves. Am I going to be able to make sense of power moves and finesse moves right now? And depending on what, no, I'm not. It is a guess. His injury is a D. That could be an 83, 84. Is it great? No. But, one thing here that I'm looking at, what's odd about this guy? His man coverage. He's got a B man coverage. That's interesting. That's a little bit rare for a run stopper. This guy's archetype is a run stopper. Okay, his hit power is a B. His impact blocking is probably a B when it comes to a run stopper. His pursuit's an A. His play recognition, B to a D. I don't know what that is. I can't quite tell. His block shedding's an A through a C. It's probably nothing less than a B. Because if it starts getting lower, this guy's going to probably revert to what? And if his zone coverage, it was extremely high, I bet you it's D at the least, tells me that this guy's a run stopper and he's also what? Pass coverage. Okay? So it tells me that this guy is probably pretty good. Looking at his physicals, breaking those down. All right. It's solid. I'm seeing solid. I know I told you I want good and above, but I am seeing a guy that's like, all right, you're caught. I don't really care about him. Glad it's solid. The agility, the acceleration, those aren't super huge numbers for me. And if they were huge numbers, what would he be? He would probably be a pass coverage guy. Okay, so this guy is like a little bit of a hybrid. Is he excellent at one? Not really. Is he excellent at the other? Not really. He's a solid hybrid is what I'm reading from this. And then you have to make your decision. Do I go with a guy who, yeah, I know he's good. Is this guy clearly that much better by a long shot than Nick Miller? No, he's not. Okay, if he was, it would be elite. It would be elite across the board on his ratings. You'd see, it would be different. His combine would be top 5 and everything. He wasn't top 5 and everything. There would be some differences, and then you go, this guy is clearly way more dominant than the other guy. That's not the case here. Now you have to ask yourself, is he worth the first overall pick for you? If you have a first round and you only have one, is he worth it over Nick Miller? Well, that's up for you to ask at that moment in time. Now, this guy's 3rd to 4th. I'm looking to the right. I see some block shedding stuff. I'm seeing some things that tell me that this guy is more than likely a decent player, at least from the looks of it. Now, he's definitely not as fast. He's 4.69. He's 20th. Okay, I'm seeing why he's dropping. This guy's not too bad across the board, but it tells me that this guy is probably what? An actual run stopper to the T is what it is. Because you look right here, block shedding's an A. Play recognition's an A. His hit power is probably a B. Awareness, you already know it's a B. Play recognition, so you know his overall is probably going to be decent. He's not a pass coverage guy. He's better at zone than he is at man by far. So, to me, I like Miller a little more, but I think Madden actually got this correct. I'm seeing his injury A through a C, stamina A through a C. You know, certain things, his power moves, finesse moves, you can't really break that down because you don't get enough out of him. If it was an A through a C, you'd be like, okay, this guy's pretty good. If I'm seeing all this and I look and I see finesse moves and power moves A through a C, that's probably pretty good. You know, what are some added bonuses? Well, catching, that's one. Man coverage at a higher rate. Like the other guy's man coverage here, Nick Miller being a B, tells me, I'm like, all right, you intrigued. You're intriguing to me. Okay, so let's go to another run stopper here. Let's check him out and see if we can break him down. Now, he's solid across the board. What's not good, his bench press is fantastic as well, but his acceleration is marginal. Okay, change in direction, his COD is decent. His jumping is elite. I'm so pleased that was what is elite. But everything across the board, even on his combine and college pro day, is actually not bad at all. You know, he ran a much faster college pro day 40-yard dash time, which is intriguing. Block shedding, B. Look for what I know. Hit power, B. Finesse moves are a C. Are finesse moves directly correlated to, like, if I see that his finesse moves are high, and I'm looking at his power moves too, already knowing what I know here. A, tackling. B, block shedding. D, man coverage. His zone coverage is a little bit better. That's to be expected. Is he a pass coverage guy? Not likely. Right? He doesn't have the speed for it. His man coverage isn't there. His zone coverage, he's not the pass coverage type guy. And this guy's got the hit power. Can we assess that he is good or at least decent at run stopping? Yes, we can. The tackling, the block shedding, the hit power are indications right there. What's an added bonus on there? His finesse moves being a C. Tells me that this guy's worth a third-round pick. You know, it tells me that this guy probably could even be possibly a second. All right, because you're assessing it and you're looking at it and going like, okay, yeah, marginal, but is he that much worse than the other guy? No, not like, just break it down. Understand what you're looking at. Don't complicate things. Okay, he's a run stopper. Should he have finesse moves or in power moves A through a C? At the worst, if they're both C's, that's pretty good. I'll take it. God forbid if you get an A on that. Well, this guy's, if you move him over to outside linebacker or something, he probably could end up being a decent power rusher. You know, like there's different ways to do this and to understand it. So let's go for Bronson here. So far, I'm really liking this linebacker class. It's actually pretty impressive to me. I do enjoy it. Now, this guy's a little bit different. He's a field gen. What do I see here immediately that I'm like, wow, right off the bat? Speed, look at that elite. 4.49 and then he ran a 4.43. Those are drastically different times, by the way. That is a massive difference, and that's pretty big. That's big time to me. I mean, I know some people will be like, nah, it's not that much. No, it's pretty good. His bench press decreased. Oh well. Aside from that, good acceleration, good agility, good COD, jumping. Don't care. His strength is not that great. So it tells me that I'm like, all right, he's a field gen. I'm seeing this guy right here, and this guy's a steal. A, awareness. A, play recognition. You know his overall is probably going to be high. Right there. Boom. Okay, block shedding is a B. Hit power is a C. Pursuit is a B. This guy is the guy that I'm probably drafting out of all these linebackers. I'm letting all those linebackers go. I hope his injury is not a D. His stamina kind of worries me a little bit. But here's one thing. What's an indication right here? What do you know? Look at his physicals. Elite speed. You know he's a fast middle linebacker. There is no doubt that Bronson is fast. And when I look over to the right and I see the skills and I go, okay, well, I know he's a field gen, right? He's really very cerebral. But you have a man coverage and a zone coverage that are telling me a little bit of a story. Would I expect him to have finesse and power moves? If his finesse and power moves said A to C, and his man coverage had that same thing in his zone coverage, this guy is a unit. Absolute unit. Okay, because he shouldn't have finesse. This guy is what? What is this guy? He's a field gen, and he's also a pass coverage guy. That's what it's telling me. Break it down. Understand what you're looking at. Speed with man coverage, zone coverage. If those are both C's, which chances are one of them's a B, this guy's a beast. You could turn this guy into a monster. What is he not? Well, he is not a power guy. Is he a great run stopper? Well, he's not too bad. If you're looking at his impact blocking, he's an A through a C. If you're looking at his block shedding, that's a B. This guy's a beast. For day 3, hell yeah, I'm picking him up. So let's look at some of these pass coverage guys. This guy worries me just a little bit. Okay, if I look at his physicals here, what should a pass coverage guy be? This guy should be fast. If he's not fast, this guy's fast, but how much faster is he than that field general? His 40-yard dash isn't better. His agility is great. I love that. This guy is incredibly fast. But pass coverage guys you have to be very worried about, because there you go. Look at it. The man coverage, zone coverage. Not bad there. His hit power is a C. Block shedding is a C. Play recognition is a C. This guy's not bad, but he's not like, you definitely got to be a little bit concerned with him. His power moves, not too bad. That tells me a little something there. But still, with his strength being poor, that's a bad indication. So I'm looking at this guy I would put on the bubble, and he'd be my oh crap guy if all the other guys were gone. I want to see, you have to have some form of strength. Let's look at another pass coverage guy here. There's the difference. This guy's fast. He's 3rd in the 40-yard dash. He's 4th in the 3-cone. He's 3rd in the 20-yard shuttle. I'm looking at him. Good acceleration, elite agility, good speed, good COD. Not off the charts, because if it was elite, if it was great across the board, and his strength was still decent, he's not going to be a day 3 projection. Highly unlikely. However, I'm seeing that between which one of these guys, just right off the bat, who are you going to draft first out of these guys? This guy has poor strength. This guy has decent strength. Just right now, off of knowing that, I'm drafting Barnes over the other guy. Okay, and I look, zone coverage is B. His man coverage is probably a C. His awareness is B. Play recognition is C. Impact blocking is a B. Okay, added bonus, because that's not typical for a pass coverage guy, and his hit power is a C. So it tells me this guy's a pass coverage guy. He's not too terrible at run stopping, at least from what we know. This guy, day 3, I draft him. Another pass coverage guy here. Okay, we're seeing block shedding. His pursuit isn't really that good. That's a little bit of an issue. Now, this guy is marginal strength. Okay, so right away, out of these 3 guys, just looking at the physicals, who are you drafting? Which 2 guys are you drafting? Lewis is going to be the last because of his strength. Kramer is marginal. The other guy is decent. Elite speed, good, blah, blah, blah. We don't have the combine, so we got to just look at it here. Awareness is a B. C tackle. All right, tells me that this guy, his impact blocking is not too terrible. His finesse moves, all right, not too bad there. I know he's a pass coverage guy, and I don't know, it's B through D for his man, zone coverage. You don't really know with this guy. So with what I would know, I'd look at his awareness. I know his overall is probably not too terrible. His play recognition's a C. It's not the worst in the world, but at the same point in time, I don't know how absolutely fantastic he is, and my controller died at the worst time. Okay, so to finish this off, this guy's looking okay. Is he looking great? No, but he's looking okay. Awareness, play recognition, he's all decent. His ratings are good, so it tells me, if I'm looking at his ratings and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good, that's not bad at all, and I'm looking at his skills and they're mediocre, it tells me that this guy's good, but he's probably what? A low overall. Right. So Kramer, last guy on my list. Barnes is better than Lewis. Barnes is also better than Kramer. So if I'm going with a guy, it's going to be Barnes. If I'm going to try to get another pass coverage guy, it's going to be Kramer. Going through, I think, was Bronson the guy who's really fast? Let me double check real quick. This guy might be my number 1. I like him. Yeah, number 1. My number 1 guy right here. This is a guy, even if his overall is lower than the other guys, which I expect it to be that way, he's still the guy I'm going with. Okay, and then the rest of these guys actually were all good. I mean, I'm kind of shocked, but all of these guys, you couldn't go wrong with drafting any of these guys, in my opinion. Weber, not worth it. Miller, all these guys are not worth it just because Bronson had the speed. He's the field gen. He's kind of a little bit of a hybrid. I like him the most due to his speed, and so he would be the guy I'd go with just due to that speed alone. He would definitely be the guy, whether it's user play simulation, you could turn him into a pass coverage guy, you know, and all that. So let's go to the end of the draft and figure out who is the dog of dogs. All right, so let's check out the middle linebackers here. I did draft one of them, by the way, and I do love them. I drafted the one I was telling you guys about. All right, so let's look. Lewis, not bad with his speed. Look at that speed. I do like Lewis's speed for sure, but I like Kramer a little bit better. There's some things I like about him. Barnes ended up not being bad. Look at that speed. You could do something with that speed. Okay. Yep. Same thing. Those guys were not bad. Hobbs, not bad. Bronson was my boy. And I drafted him early just because I truly believed in him. And I wasn't kidding you guys when I told you that. This guy's speed, overall fantastic. Wish his agility was a little bit better. But for the most part, I mean, his awareness, everything about this guy, I really enjoy him. And he's also a hidden dev. So for a day 3 guy to be a hidden dev, I'd say that's pretty fantastic. And then the best middle linebacker, he was only at a 76. Not too bad. However, I like the fact that Bronson can cover. Bronson's covering ability is a great ability. And so I like the fact that he has that. And then when we open him up, you can see he is basically a hybrid of all 3. You're seeing the pass coverage is not too far. I was telling you guys his pass coverage was close. And he's even got that run stopper too, which is an added bonus on top of it. So I knew he had pass coverage. I knew he had field gen. Run stopper wasn't far off either. This guy's a complete package. You could do anything you want with this linebacker. It is not hard to convert him in any which way. This guy is a hybrid to the nth degree. Okay, so I love it. You're going to look at guys like this that you'll say, hey, I may want to draft this guy over some of these other guys because what I can do with them. Even if you're not 100% correct and you're like, hey, I really thought he was number 2 on pass coverage. But you're talking like he is right there with all 3 of them. Absolutely beautiful. This is something you guys can all do, pick up on. And once you get good at it, you'll be a beast.